Follow. Alright. Competition, good or bad? Wait, sorry, wrong speech. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. I speak for myself and my chavruta in saying that this really wouldn't be the same without you guys. I know Steve wanted to be here, but I think it's his dog, Yeshivat Ashreinu. Anywho, you guys might be sitting there thinking, what's this guy doing up there making a Siyum? He doesn't know anything about Gemara. And until very recently, you'd be right. I remember a couple of months ago when the Chassan, he's not here right now, but he was just a single guy looking to cop a nice shidduch. He was making a Siyum of his own in these very walls down there. And it was actually a very inspirational night. I learned that there was more to life than just watching an episode of Breaking Bad or Modern Family in my room. And don't get me wrong, those are fantastic shows and you can learn a lot of hashkafa from watching those. But I realized there was more to life. So I grabbed a buddy, as Rav Shlomi has most famously encouraged, and we jumped in. It's none of your business, but by page Daled we had already learned more than we had learned our whole lives. Don't repeat that. But after that it was smooth sailing and the rest was history, and welcome to Jay-Z Travels. Joshua, let's find that later. I realized the Gemara, although the name Megillah, talks about Purim about 8% of the time. And furthermore, you think a book called Megillah would cover the topic of Megillahs, but no, it didn't. It actually neglects to mention 80% of the Megillahs. But nevertheless, the Gemara is filled with a lot of important segments, such as the line, Hai man disnai sumane share le lebazuye begimel l'shin.
It's okay, it's doing good.
Alright.
Say.
Concerning this line means, concerning one who is reputed to be an adulterer, it is permitted to embarrass him with his gimel and shin, meaning his mother. So this serves as the unofficial origin of the Yomama joke, or the line Sare le levar Israel lemeimar le leoved kachavim shakle la ovad kachavim ve'an ve'anche b'shin tav, meaning it is permitted to tell an idolater to take his idol and place it in his shin tav, meaning his buttocks, which also serves as the unofficial origin for jokes about placing objects in people's buttocks. But there are also some very important life lessons. So I felt another very nice pasuk came on page Kaf Aleph Amud Aleph when it says V'ata po amod imadi. Obviously on the surface it seems like this pasuk is important because Ashreinu follows the financial budget planning of Imadi, but there is a very deep meaning for this pasuk, which I will explain now. It means, and you stand here with me so that I may teach you Torah. The word Imadi implies that both God and Moses were in the same position when God was teaching the Torah to Moses, which teaches that both teacher and student should be seated at the same level, either both on couches or both on the ground. This brings me back to another conversation I had with Shlomi during the course of our learning. He said that each person needs to figure out the reason that they are learning, and that the most important thing is for Torah to be a unifying force for all of Am Yisrael. During these times of strife between different sects of Judaism, it's very important for people to join together and learn Torah together with the ultimate intention of bringing Mashiach. I think the teachers and rabbis at Ashreinu do a great job of putting this into practice, and that they are so accessible if you need help with your learning, and they have a natural gift of being able to bring the material down to a level where learning can actually be fun. Who would have thought? And it seems less like a lecture and more like a conversation. Another lesson we can learn from this is that the level that the rabbis are on is very much attainable, and we should all strive to one day be on their level. As the Rosh, or now I guess the Co-Rosh, said that the Ha'arevna paragraph during the Siyum shows that learning Torah is by no means a one-time investment. Rather, when we learn Torah, we're helping ourselves, and Be'ezrat Hashem will have this zechut to teach the Torah to our children and grandchildren, and hopefully we'll be able to learn many more books of Torah. So I want to give all of you a bracha to not let Ashreinu be a finish line in terms of your Torah study, but rather a starting point to continue a life enriched by the study of Torah. So that was my Dvar Torah segment, and I'm sorry if it didn't make any sense. I wrote at halftime of the Knick game last night at 4:30, but that's not important. But before I conclude here, I have a few people to thank. First off, I want to thank all the staff and rabbis at Ashreinu. I speak for our grade as a whole that we wouldn't have picked a better group than were given to us. To Rabbi Yudin, Gruen, Langlin, Gottlieb, Wexler, Tversky, Rubel, and of course Benzion Goldfisher Shlita. Everything you've taught me throughout this year has really made an impact, and yes, Rabbi Weinman, it changed my life. I also want to thank the Madrichim Aryeh, Ben, Shlomi, and Naftali. And I believe that's it. It has been great getting to know all of you, and I'm sure Cece right now has been planning our trip to Tzfat. So he's not here. Oh no,
He just showed up.
But, okay. Thank you for that, Cece. And last but not